a good word, It's your boy DKB here. So one of our final prospects being broken down today from the New York Jets 2023 Undrafted Free Agent class. We're diving into a linebacker that was part of a trio that brought everything Robert Saleh loves in terms of being a little bit more undersized, bringing speed and athleticism, lateral sideline to sideline ability. Maalik Hall brings that in spades, coming out of Southeastern Oklahoma State at 6'1", about 6 foot, 235-ish pounds. And to be honest, he had one of the best testing numbers out of any linebacker in this particular class, not just undrafted free agents, but the drafted linebackers as well. And so it was pretty impressive. Granted, again, he's undersized, so a lot of people make the argument that, the smaller guys are obviously going to be quicker, more agile, all of those different things. But he tested well in those explosive numbers, like the broad jump and different things like that as well. So I love kind of what I've seen and what I've heard. It's going to be a pretty straightforward scouting breakdown for him, though. The linebacker class here was a lot harder to scout and break down because linebackers, once you get past that 4th, 5th round range, the information comes hard to come by, especially if you aren't able to go in and break down and review the film yourself. So diving into it, though, what is he bringing? I love the background and kind of what he's been able to accomplish. We talked about this before with other players. When you're looking at these smaller school guys, as opposed to, like a D1 guy that maybe underperformed what he was expected, different things like that. What you want to see is a certain level of dominance within their conference. And this is what Maalik Hall was able to bring as well. You talk about him being the 2021 Great American Conference Defensive Player of the Year, a 2-time captain for his team, bringing those leadership traits that the team, highly covets. But I did find it interesting. He was coming from a 3-4 defensive scheme background, so there's going to be a little bit more of a transition, especially with how he was utilized. They kind of put him a little bit all over the place. Mainly played as an outside linebacker, but you've seen him move around to being an edge rusher, playing middle linebacker. They even utilized him in some situations covering the slot and kind of in a safety role. So found that particularly interesting, especially since Robert Saleh already introduced us to the experiment of kind of having these guys with the safety-like background and converting them to linebacker to be able to play. And then you like the fact that he does have some special teams experience on kickoff returns. So you wrap all of that up, you see the early path to him sticking on the roster and making the team, right? Special teams is going to be a must for a lot of these linebackers, Maalik Hall included, even though he racked up some very impressive numbers of his own, contributing all over the place, 80-plus tackles. He's racked up 6 sacks. He, got into the forced fumble game. Everything except I think the only statistic he didn't get on the board was an interception in 2022, but otherwise he stuffed the sheets and everything else that he could. So love the production. Love the fact that he has the versatility. He's moved all over the place. He's a guy that's kind of a workout warrior as well. So some of his personal best numbers, to put things in perspective for a guy his size, to kind of break him out of that shell of him being undersized and just doing well for what, his size is. Personal best, 380-pound bench, 630-pound squat, 340-pound clean, deadlifts 600 pounds. These are his personal best according to him. And so you like the elements of what he's bringing. One of the quicker 40 times in the entire draft, coming in around 440. So I love his combination of what he's going to bring, right? It's going to be a steep uphill battle. He's going to have to worry about that transition, as we mentioned, from a 3-4 to a 4-3. And what we're going to ask him to do, he was, to the quarterback style, I don't think that's the best way to put it. Kind of a downhill player, right? He's coming in. He is looking to kind of get after the pass rusher, get after the quarterback as a pass rusher, the way they utilized him. So he'll also have to get acclimated to being a little bit more of a coverage style linebacker. But again, for these guys that have shown the versatility to kind of play the Mike as well as the will linebacker role, you kind of like what they may be able to bring in what spot you may be able to find they'll play best at. So things look good. I think so far Maalik Hall is probably my favorite out of the linebackers that we covered. I know we got into I want to say the name was Claudin Sherilis. There we go. We got into him. We got into Zaire, of course, when we covered him during the draft, and then Caleb Johnson already. Maalik Hall seems my favorite outside of Zaire. So we'll see. We'll see what sticks around. This is probably the guy I'm giving the Robert Saleh seal of approval for. So hopefully he'll stick around, but let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I'll catch you again. Peace.